Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Florence update. I am your planetary defense commander, Star Lord Thor 7. Today is my first day to really be experimenting with live, so bear with me. What we're talking about now is I am watching whether Twitter attempt to communicate this wild situation. And that in itself is wild because, I mean, this situation that is going on right now is very, very wild. So I'm glad you're here with me and I can share this information with you. We're going to kick it off with Ed Valet at Ballet Weather Consulting. He put it in an excellent way and is very succinct. Hey, Matthew. Some of the imagery coming from the Euro is wild. And these are pros using THORNEWS language. Valid next Thursday. Uncertainty remains, but something to consider. 1. Anyone who says they know exactly where Florence is going is being foolish. I agree. 2. Anyone downplaying this system is just as foolish. Start prep now in the North Carolina, South Carolina area. Hey, Chris. So, everybody's basically in agreement that the information and the data that's coming out now is wild. And I want to remind everybody, wait, let's go to here. Allen Weather Bar, New York, at AWXNYC. Not just one, not two, not even 4, but 5 potential tropical cyclones in the Atlantic Basin in the next 5 days. That's what we're talking about. Hey, Nippy. Hey, Nippy, your name is fun to say. So we're talking about 5 potential hurricanes or cyclonic developmental thingies in the Atlantic right now. Hey, Cheryl, glad you're here. And that doesn't even count Olivia, who is threatening Hawaii. So, Hawaii, darling, let me give you some attention since the East Coast always gets so much attention compared to everybody else. All right. Sorry, dude, we're talking about hurricanes. I'm going to have to remove you, bro. Thank you. Who gives a shit about subs right now? It is just about 100 unicorns for people out there who can spread the word or get their family and friends prepared for what could be the worst catastrophe in American history. I think the more the data comes in line, the more people will see what I'm talking about. Anyway, what am I talking about? Oh, yeah, I was talking about Hawaii. Hawaii is not getting the love, or most of the storms aren't. Flo is getting a lot of attention. Rightly so, but there is a lot of shit going down. Sorry for using the S word. Okay, so that is, boom. See, this would be on about the same day. Your name is also fun to say, Chris. Hawaii would be getting hit by a hurricane or tropical storm, whatever you want to call it, on the 12th. And then if we go over to the area that has been getting hit the hardest all year, which was the main reason I solidified my hurricane prediction purpose, because when I saw the West Pacific was getting hammered again and again and again, I knew we'd get hammered again and again and again as well. Sorry, Asia, East Asia. So, this has, what is that, on the 12th? The 12th will have that thing, this monster. Is that, oh my God, dude, that thing is 874 millibars. I think the record all time is, it says 871. The record all time is 880, I believe. The lowest pressure cyclonic system on planet Earth was 880. I'm pretty sure. So, you would get a record-breaking hurricane, typhoon in the next 2 weeks. Yes, I agree. You have to hit show so Mr. Ferguson can use the S word. Yeah, that's why That's why I've gone live. Um, so, because there's so much. Once again, we get back to Alan's tweet, and the kid has done an excellent job of with the graphics and staying up on top of it. Not just one, not two, not three, not even four, but five potential tropical cyclones in the Atlantic Basin in the next 5 days. And that's just the Atlantic. If we kick on over to the Pacific is lit as well. Oh, man. And so, there's so many things to talk about. This is why I wish I had a girlfriend, so I could have a second opinion. And since women are smarter than men, then she could always give me really great advice. Anyway, so you got 18E, Olivia. It is just like a Tommy gun of bullets across the coast. Hey, 686 Harley. Oh, well, I'm practicing, so I'm hoping to get better through time, like everything in life. We were just talking about Ed Valley's excellent advice that anyone who says they know exactly where this hurricane is going is foolish, and anyone downplaying the system is just as foolish or cruel. There are people out there who would like to gaslight you or give you false information leading up to a hurricane. It's a weird world, man. Whoosh. Crisp, dry autumn air pours into the area for Saturday and Sunday. Enjoy your gift. Have a nice day, by Eric Fisher. So yeah, it is a story of fire and ice. And it is dangerous. So I'm hoping that the 12th-ish isn't like the Red Wedding. I don't know, I think like Harry Potter, Avengers, and Game of Thrones should be required reading for Asteroid Fight Club. Although I know that you don't read them. Oh, you can. All right. Oh, you can, Nippy? That would be great. My standards are probably the highest in the world because King Arthur really screwed everything up by choosing his wife poorly, and I'm not going to let planet Earth fail because I choose the wrong wife. Oh, yeah. But all this doom is like aphrodisiac on steroids. All right, the King Weather Twitter, Cranky Weather Guy. I've given you as much as I can possibly give on Florence at this time. He's like me, gives it all, leaves it all on the field. A revisit tonight, but here, out in the northeast, flooding rains is my focus. Back a little later. Hopefully he's going to see Charlize to get a cup of coffee, eat some pie, and laugh. But she gives great pep talks. She's a very smart, strong lady. Hopefully to put something together. Until then, yeah, so I highly recommend Cranky's blog. He will break everything down. He has been breaking everything down. I will probably read his blog later, part of it. Right now, what do I want to talk about? Oh, yeah. So, but like, oh, yeah. Shit. Don't move around on me now. Okay, let's click over to. But yeah, he's talking about this major flooding situation. And remember, the Hurricane Florence is 5 days away. But the flooding rain has been here now. Look at this thing. Can y'all see this? This is the atmospheric river that Mother Nature consistently builds over Canada down to Mexico. And so it is causing a major flooding situation. So while we are all, rightly so, focusing on Florence, hey, princess, I hope you guys don't have to evacuate too. Yes, Rose Crux, I did. Thank you so much. That made me so happy. It did. I was like, holy crap. It is so great. Seriously. Yeah. No, absolutely. You made my day. I like not having to worry about having to pay bills while I try and save the world. It really helps. It really, really does. I was talking about, oh yeah. So now let's kick on over here. Thank you guys. Like, I appreciate because I get to be a superhero and you guys make that possible. So I try to do the best I can. But look at that. Look at that. Like, look at that. And this is pre-hurricane. And that thing is going to move slow. Oh. It was the one thing look at this. Okay, so right now, I better if I refresh, we have 103 rivers in flood area. And this is over here. So as that giant storm moves east, it's going to cause more flooding and the Great Lakes have been having problems in some areas, especially in Wisconsin. Michigan, I've heard, is not as bad. And so this is going to continue to move east, and then the hurricane's going to hit after this whole region's been getting rain all summer. So when I put a title like this could be the worst disaster in American history, it's a combination of many factors. The fact that the ground is so saturated, the water has nowhere to go except for up and over. And so everybody needs to, this is one of those situations that, yeah, it's best that everybody pay attention. Hello, Michelle. And seriously, Rose, thank you. Everyone should be prepared, but the whole thing is, I'm not sure. The one thing on the GFS run that people, because, okay, the very last GFS run, people were talking about, oh, look, one person was saying, it's a bust. See, I told you it was a bust. I was like, well, dude, I wouldn't call it a bust because this weird GFS run has Hurricane Florence turning into a Cat 5 hurricane, sitting off the coast of North Carolina for like 3 days at Cat 5 strength, just kind of hanging out there, and then it goes out to sea. And they were like, see, I told you it's not going to hit. And that would be wonderful. If this thing turns out to sea and doesn't affect anyone, I will be very happy. 100 people will come and say, hey, you blew this thing out of proportion. I'd be like, I'm sorry, dude, but I'm very happy that nothing happened, you know? But so people are like, see, it might be going out to sea. I'm like, well, the trend you missed is that 2 runs in a row, it's painted it as a Category 5 hurricane. And so let's say it does a Harvey where it just kind of comes inland right about here and sits and rotates for 3 days. If it does it a little more wester, that is extremely dangerous. Look, that is from the 13th, kind of hangs around until it doesn't leave until the 18th. That's a 5 days. That is just like Harvey, man. And so that's a Cat 5, Cat 4, winds, storm surge, rain, power outages. Well, as I said in the previous thing, that the day, because I've been talking about this, just because the main thing that I said was that the high pressure system that has been strong all year, that I've been talking about all year, has just been strong. And then they were like, oh, it's going to get weak and cause Florence to go out of sea. And I was like, no, it isn't. Why would it get weak now? That don't make no sense. And so, and coincidentally enough, the hurricane behind this, they're saying, oh, yeah, the high pressure system is going to get weak and then it's going to go out to sea. I was like, I ain't buying that. I didn't buy it the first time. I ain't buying it now. What was my whole point? Anyway, the whole point, damn, my A's was a high point. I had a good one too. But yeah, I'm just saying it's going to be bad, man. Like it has extreme potential to be very bad. And it is a Cat 5 and it just sits there. And I think it really wants to go in here. So that's why, I'm not scientifically saying that it's going to go here and then go up, but every model run is sort of going north in one way or another. And that's what I'm saying is I think it can be worse than Sandy by tons. But we will see. Like, it would be great if it does go out to sea. Let me see if the new Euro. All right, the new Euro is in. Let us watch together. King Euro. But watch what I was saying. The high here and this hurricane, it says it's going to cut through the high. That one, which I don't believe. See, but the Euro still shows it hitting North Carolina and then kind of rotating. I don't know if you guys can see that. Knows how it just kind of hits there and it hangs out. If I might out, no, I haven't been out with anybody in 8 months. I've been on a real dry spell. I mean, technically, it might even be longer than that. I don't know. I shouldn't get into that. But I did ask anyone who might be stabbing me, my voodoo dolls, or doing whatever curses and stuff to like stop doing that for the next 2 months because as your planetary defense commander, during the like 45 minutes I take off every day. I'd like to be happy during those 45 minutes if that is even possible, you know? Because, like, if I get off and I'm like, oh, I'm lonely, I'm going to go back to work. Or I'm not lonely. I'm here with y'all. Okay, what are we talking about? Oh, yeah, so this is doomy and dangerous. And you know what? My mom thinks that these are all delusions of grandeur. Every crazy story I tell her, she's like, you are crazy. That is a delusion of grandeur. And I said, you're right, Mom. I'm probably just making it up to make my life more interesting since it is so boring all the time. But yeah, we definitely, like I said, pretend that our government, we're playing poker against the models or the government or whoever. And so it's almost like they're trying to beat us. Like through the shell game, like where will this go? It's why we have 8 models and none of them work really well. You know, like we spent $21 trillion on what only God and a few other people know. But I'm just saying, like these models, we're still stuck in 1980s technology, man. Like I wish we could get the stuff that the major oil companies had. I bet they know exactly where this is going, how much rain it's going to drop, how much damage it's going to do. But we, the public, no, we don't get stuff like that. We get these. We get 8 models to choose from. And, you know, the whole weather Twitter team and Cranky. Thank God for Cranky, by the way. Yeah. What was the whole point of all that? I don't even know. That's why live may not be that. What if I say something stupid? Okay, there you go. So, yeah, we're looking at all the models. This is the GFS collective one. This is the Justice Man's Authority model. You may not want to trust that one, ladies. He may be filled with toxic masculinity. It's going to be hard. But notice how that puts it when I made the penis to vagina analogy. Like, let's say this cove is the vagina and then our hurricane is the penis. Like, it wants to go there. Like, every time the majority of the model runs, doesn't matter which one it does, this system wants to... It's got a weird magnetic obsession with it. Any good news about Houston? Yes. Houston is still filled with fantastic people. The House of Pies on Kirby is one of the greatest restaurants in the universe. Man, you guys stop there. I think they have like first-class chefs or something. And I ain't playing around either. Oh my God. Thank you, Chris Smith. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank y'all, by the way. Thank y'all for giving me the tools to keep this Thor cave up. Although, if I could bottle the smell and then send it to you guys, y'all would probably die. You shouldn't smoke in your one-bedroom efficiency. Or if you do, you should at least open the windows, I guess. I don't even know. I want to get off subject. Hello, Martha. Thanks for joining us. Oh, what we were talking about? Just catch everybody up real quick to the situation. We start off with Ed Valley saying some of the imagery coming out of the Euro is wild, and he's a pro-meteorologist using THORNEWS language. Uncertainty remains, but something to consider. Anyone who says they know exactly where Florence is going is being foolish. I couldn't agree more. That's what I was just saying. Like, this is a wild card. Be prepared for anything. Anyone downplaying this system is just as foolish. I couldn't agree more, which is why I've been talking about it since the very first time I saw it on the models. And they declared a state of emergency in South Carolina and North Carolina, which I was proud of because that gives people the chance to say, okay, we are going to camp and go west, so we're going to take off our job or school, and they won't get as much flack as they would in other cases. Now, here's the other major thing right here, brought to us by Alan Weather, AWXNYC. Not just one, not two, not three, not even four, but 5 potential tropical cyclones in the Atlantic Basin in the next 5 days. Which brings us back to the point where how I got Florence right. I mean, I'd be happy if I'm wrong and it goes out to sea, but it doesn't look like it's going to, is that the next one, is it Helene? It is saying the same thing it said about Florence. No, that's Helene, and that would be Isaac. That, like, somehow it's just going to find a sweet spot in the high and then go out to sea. Well, that Azores high hasn't been weak all year. I don't know why it's supposed to be weak again in like 10 days. So let's say this model is wrong again. That would mean that you have 3 possible hurricanes rushing into the United States. So this is definitely, hey, Groot. Oh, yeah, Groot. Groot is awesome. And then look at that. Do you guys see that? Like, this is everything. Like, this data this is the wildest I've ever seen this data. Oh, my God. Thank you, deplorable ex-Californian. You guys are amazing. I appreciate it. And that is so great because when the hurricanes, if the hurricanes do start hitting, you know. Okay. You guys are, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys are making me happy in this tumultuous and very doomy times. And that's why, I mean, you know, times NASA or some television stations will treat people like children. Like, we don't want to scare them. I treat you guys like Asteroid Fight Club. Like, we're all adults. This is just worst case scenario. Unfortunately, it's looking like we're getting a lot closer to worst case scenario. But aren't you glad that I've been talking about it for so long? For 2 weeks at least, or 10 months, depending on how you look at it. That, like, yeah, this, you could read the signs on the walls. But look at this. Like, that's what I'm saying right here. Look at this. All of a sudden, boom, 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 like some weird alien. And all the times that I've watched these models, there's some, it's why I honestly think it might be planetary. I don't know how to connect all these dots, but the way they move, there seems to be some connection. I still can't put my finger on. But so, like, the main point was that, once again, it says this is going to cut to this giant high spot, like magic, which I don't believe at all. So we could have, man, it could be bad. But if we plan and prepare now and adapt and come with better ideas and think outside of the box, I think we'll be okay. But the next 24 to 36 hours, if you were 5 to 10 miles inland along the coast, you need to be preparing that worst case scenario, if somehow it changes, and this category 5 possible hurricane is going to be coming your way. I don't think you want to be there. You know? And especially if you can afford it.